Chapter 1. The Power of Tiny Changes. Forget motivation. Forget goals. What if all it takes is one small habit to completely reinvent your life? James Clear's Atomic Habits opens with a transformative truth that challenges everything we've been taught about success. It's not about sudden inspiration or overwhelming motivation. It's about the invisible, quiet decisions we make every single day. The kind that seem irrelevant at first, like choosing water over soda or writing a paragraph instead of scrolling Instagram, but compound over time like financial interest. Improving by just 1% may sound trivial, but in practice, it's the difference between being stagnant and becoming unstoppable. Clear quantifies this perfectly. 1% improvement every day leads to being 37 times better after a year. That's exponential growth, not just in productivity, but in confidence, identity, and overall life satisfaction. Chapter 2. Systems, not goals. The most common mistake people make when chasing success is obsessing over goals. We love goals. They're flashy. They promise transformation. But goals alone are fragile. They depend on motivation, and motivation is unreliable. What you really need are systems, repeatable behaviors that inch you forward every day. James Clear puts it bluntly. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That quote hits hard because it strips away the fantasy and gives you a roadmap rooted in reality. Writing a book isn't achieved by dreaming about it. It's achieved by writing 300 words a day, regardless of mood. He argues that winners and losers often have the same goals. It's their systems that set them apart. So, if you're not getting results, it's not because you lack ambition. It's because your process isn't built to support it. Clear teaches that when you design good systems, progress becomes automatic. You stop chasing success and start embodying it. And the best part? Systems reduce decision fatigue. You don't have to ask, should I work out today? Your system already decided for you. Chapter 3. The Habit Loop. How habits work. Every habit you form, whether good or bad, follows a predictable loop, a neurological pattern that Clear breaks down into 4 parts. Part 1. Cue. This is the trigger, something in your environment that prompts a behavior. It can be a time, location, emotion, or even a person. Example. You walk into the kitchen and see cookies. Part 2. Craving. The emotional pull or desire to change your internal state. You crave comfort, distraction, pleasure, or relief. The cookies make you crave sugar and relaxation. Part 3. Response. The action or behavior you take as a result of that craving. You grab the cookies and eat them. And Part 4. Reward. The satisfaction or relief you feel, which reinforces the loop. You feel happy and calm, temporarily. This loop is powerful because it silently shapes your behavior. Over time, the brain learns to associate cues with rewards, making the response automatic. Want to break bad habits? You need to disrupt this cycle. Want to build new ones? You need to design the loop intentionally. Clear empowers readers to take control. If you don't change the cue, you'll never change the response. And if you don't recognize the craving, you'll misinterpret the habit's purpose. Understanding this loop gives you the blueprint to reprogram your life. Chapter 4. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. These laws aren't motivational hacks. They're behavior design strategies rooted in neuroscience and psychology. They give you the power to build habits that actually stick. 1. Make it obvious. Most people fail to build habits simply because they forget. Not because they're lazy or undisciplined, but because their cues are hidden or weak. Clear teaches that environment is the invisible hand that shapes behavior. You're more likely to eat junk food if it's visible on the counter. You're more likely to read if there's a book on your pillow. This is why habit stacking works. You pair a new behavior with an old one. Example. After I brew coffee, I'll write 3 journal lines. This method uses existing neural pathways to create new ones. And when you adjust your surroundings, like putting running shoes by the door, you reduce friction and trigger behavior subconsciously. 2. Make it attractive. No one sticks to boring routines. If a habit feels like punishment, it won't last. That's why Clear recommends using dopamine. the feel-good chemical, to your advantage. Temptation bundling is brilliant. It links something you want with something you need, like only watching Netflix while doing cardio, or treating your skincare routine as a self-care meditation instead of task. The mind craves beauty, pleasure, novelty. So make your habits seductive. Frame them positively. Instead of saying, I have to exercise, say, I'm honoring my future self. This emotional reframe fuels desire, not dread. Attractive habits become habits you look forward to. 3. Make it easy. Complexity is the enemy of execution. If a habit takes 12 steps, you won't do it consistently. So simplify. Reduce resistance. Make good behavior frictionless. Clear introduces the 2-minute rule, which sounds almost too simple. Scale any habit down to a version that takes less than 2 minutes. Want to read more? Just open the book. That's it. Want to meditate? Sit quietly for 2 minutes. These micro habits remove pressure. You'll often end up doing more once you start. But even if you don't, you've created consistency. And consistency, not intensity, creates identity change. Ease is the bridge between intention and action. 4. Make it satisfying. The brain loves immediate feedback. You might be building a habit for long-term gain, like saving money or working out, but without a short-term reward, it won't stick. So find ways to make it visibly satisfying. Use a habit tracker. Celebrate micro-success. Feel proud, even if you just showed up. Why does this work? Because satisfaction triggers dopamine. That's the brain's yes. Do that again signal. Every check mark, every tiny celebration wires the habit deeper. When progress feels good, you crave repetition. Chapter 5. Identity-based habits. Becoming who you are. Here's the soul of the book. The idea that real change isn't about outcomes. It's about identity. Clear argues that the most powerful habits are rooted in who you believe yourself to be. Want to quit smoking? Don't say, I'm trying. Say, I'm not a smoker. Want to get healthy? Say, I'm the kind of person who prioritizes wellness. When your habits reinforce your self-image, they become sacred. You're no longer forcing behavior. You're expressing who you are. This shift is emotional. It hits the deepest part of you. Because we're not just building routines, we're becoming someone. And every small action becomes proof. Proof that you're disciplined, that you're intentional, that you're evolving. In Clear's words, every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. Chapter 6. Real-life impact. Small habits, big transformation. People often quit too soon. They work hard for weeks and see no visible payoff. That's the plateau of latent potential, where effort hasn't yet produced results. But progress is compounding. Like water boiling at 100 degrees, transformation often happens invisibly. The early stages feel like failure, but they're not. They're preparation. Your habits are stacking. Your systems are wiring. And one day, the shift happens. Clear reminds us that success is about trajectory, not speed. Show up. Stay consistent. Improve 1% daily. You won't just make progress. You'll make identity-altering leaps. And eventually, people will ask how you changed so much. And your answer will be, I started small, and I stayed the course. Closing message. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. James Clear's Atomic Habits isn't just a book. It's a call to action. A guide for anyone tired of breaking promises to themselves. Anyone craving consistency. Anyone ready to become someone new. Quietly, patiently, powerfully. So what's your next step? Pick one habit. Make it obvious. Make it attractive. Make it easy. Make it satisfying. And stick with it. Not because you want results tomorrow, but because you're casting votes for your future self today. Your identity is waiting to be claimed. One atomic habit at a time. Thank you for watching.